Picture this. The year is 1965. The air is crisp, leaves are turning shades of gold and crimson, and there's a certain spooky electricity in the air. It's Halloween in the 1960s, a time when Halloween wasn't just a holiday, it was a happening. It was a time of groovy music, far-out fashion, and a sense of community that made Halloween a truly special occasion. Imagine kids dressed as their favorite superheroes and cartoon characters, their homemade costumes a testament to their creativity. Think back to a time when trick-or-treating was an adventure with pillowcases overflowing with candy. Remember the thrill of a spooky television special, flickering on the screen, adding to the eerie atmosphere. Halloween in the 1960s was a unique blend of innocence and excitement. It was a time when families and communities came together to celebrate the spooky season. It was a time when imagination ran wild, and the simplest decorations could transform a home into a haunted haven. So, put on your go-go boots, grab your pumpkin pail, and join us as we take a trip back in time to experience the magic of Halloween in the 1960s. Get ready for a nostalgic journey filled with homemade costumes, spooky decorations, and the spirit of community that made this era's Halloween celebrations truly unforgettable. In the 1960s, store-bought costumes were for squares, man. Halloween was all about creativity and resourcefulness. Moms across America transformed into master seamstresses, turning everyday household items into works of art. Cardboard boxes became robots, old sheets transformed into ghostly apparitions, and a little face paint went a long way. Superheroes were all the rage, with kids donning capes and masks to become Superman, Batman, or Spider-Man. Cartoon characters like Fred Flintstone and Yogi Bear were also popular choices, their iconic looks easily replicated with a little imagination. And who could forget the classic monsters? Frankenstein, Dracula, and their spooky brethren were always a hit on Halloween night. But the creativity didn't stop there. The Beatles, with their mop-top haircuts and groovy tunes, were a popular costume choice for the hipper set. And some kids even dressed up as their favorite political figures like John F. Kennedy and his stylish wife Jackie. These homemade costumes weren't just about looking the part. They were a testament to the ingenuity and resourcefulness of the time. They were a way for kids to truly embody their favorite characters and let their imaginations run wild. And the best part? They were often crafted with love, making them all the more special. As the sun began to set on Halloween night, a palpable excitement filled the air. Kids, decked out in their homemade costumes, gathered in their neighborhoods, eager to embark on the time-honored tradition of trick-or-treating. Pillowcases in hand, they set off in groups, their laughter echoing through the streets as they went door to door calling out, "Trick or treat!" Back then, trick-or-treating wasn't just about the candy, although that was a major perk. It was about the community, the shared experience, the thrill of the unknown as you approached each house wondering what treats awaited behind the door. Would it be a handful of candy corn, a sticky caramel apple, or maybe even a full-size candy bar? The average kid in the 1960s could expect to haul in a hefty 3 to 4 pounds of candy on Halloween night. That's a lot of sugar. But hey, it was Halloween, and the sugar rush was all part of the fun. Besides, with candy this good, who was counting? Halloween in the 1960s wasn't just about the costumes and candy, it was also about transforming homes and neighborhoods into spooky wonderlands. And when it came to decorations, homemade was the name of the game. No Halloween celebration would be complete without a jack-o'-lantern, and families in the 1960s took their pumpkin carving seriously. Starting as early as October 1st, the air would fill with the sound of spoons scraping and knives carving as families gathered to create their own unique masterpieces. But jack-o'-lanterns were just the beginning. Yards were transformed into spooky scenes with ghosts crafted from old sheets and coat hangers, witches brewed up potions in cauldrons made from old pots, and spiderwebs spun from yarn adorned every corner. These DIY decorations were often simple and inexpensive, but they were always creative and full of heart. They added a personal touch to each home and created a sense of community as neighbors vied for the spookiest yard on the block. Section 5. Monster Mash and Apple Bites, the life of the party. Halloween parties were all the rage in the 1960s, offering a chance for ghosts and goblins of all ages to gather for a night of spooky fun. These weren't your average get-togethers. They were a chance to let loose, dance to the Monster Mash, and indulge in some Halloween-themed treats. Bobbing for apples was a must-have at any 1960s Halloween party. Kids and adults alike would take turns trying to snag a slippery apple from a tub of water using only their teeth. It was a messy, hilarious, and surprisingly challenging game that always brought out the competitive spirit in everyone. Other popular party games included donut eating contests, where participants raced to devour a donut hanging from a string without using their hands, and spooky scavenger hunts, sending guests on a quest to find hidden treasures throughout the party space. Of course, no Halloween party would be complete without food. Festive treats like caramel apples, popcorn balls, and pumpkin-shaped cookies were always a hit, and punch bowls were filled with spooky concoctions complete with floating eyeballs, grapes, anyone? Section 6. Television Terrors, tuning into the Halloween spirit. As the sun set and the shadows grew longer on Halloween night, families would gather around their television sets, eager to be captivated by the eerie tales and spooky delights of Halloween specials. These shows, often featuring classic horror stories, animated adventures, or spooky sitcom episodes, became an integral part of the Halloween tradition, adding an extra layer of enchantment to the evening. One of the most beloved Halloween specials of the era was It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. This animated classic, featuring the Peanuts gang and their Halloween adventures, captured the hearts of viewers of all ages with its charming characters, heartwarming message, and of course the elusive Great Pumpkin. Other popular Halloween specials included Disney's The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, a chilling adaptation of Washington Irving's classic tale, and Rod Serling's The Twilight Zone, which often featured spooky Halloween-themed episodes that sent shivers down viewers' spines. These television specials weren't just entertainment, they were a shared cultural experience, bringing families and communities together to revel in the spooky spirit of Halloween. Section 7. Togetherness and Treats, the Heart of Halloween. Halloween in the 1960s was more than just costumes, candy, and spooky decorations. It was a time for communities to come together, for families to create lasting memories, and for children to experience the simple joys of childhood. It was a time when neighbors knew each other by name, and trick-or-treating was a safe and enjoyable activity. Parents would often walk with their children, chatting with neighbors and admiring the decorations. Halloween parties were often community affairs, with families opening their homes to friends, neighbors, and even strangers. These gatherings were a testament to the spirit of togetherness that defined the era. And let's not forget the importance of family traditions. From carving pumpkins to making costumes to watching spooky movies together, Halloween provided ample opportunities for families to bond and create memories that would last a lifetime. Section 8. A Lasting Impression, the Legacy of a Decade's Halloween. The spirit of Halloween in the 1960s continues to resonate today, inspiring generations with its charm, creativity, and sense of community. The images of children in homemade costumes, families gathered around the television, and neighborhoods transformed into spooky wonderlands evoke a sense of nostalgia for a simpler time. Today, vintage Halloween decorations are highly sought after, with collectors scouring flea markets and online auctions for treasures from the past. These items, from papier-mâché jack-o'-lanterns to die-cut decorations, offer a tangible connection to a bygone era and serve as a reminder of the enduring appeal of Halloween traditions. The influence of 1960s Halloween can also be seen in the resurgence of DIY decorations and costumes. More and more people are choosing to eschew mass-produced items in favor of creating their own unique decorations and costumes, just like they did in the 1960s. Section 9. Conclusion, Halloween, Echoes from a Bygone Era. Halloween in the 1960s was a time of pure, unadulterated fun, a time when imagination reigned supreme and the simplest things brought the most joy. It was a time when communities came together to celebrate the spooky season, and families created lasting memories that would be cherished for generations to come. From homemade costumes and spooky decorations to trick-or-treating adventures and television terrors, Halloween in the 1960s was a magical time that continues to capture our imaginations today. So this Halloween, as you carve your pumpkins, hang your decorations, and don your costumes, take a moment to appreciate the legacy of this bygone era and the enduring spirit of Halloween.